Hi, Dr. Philip Coppage here for chutzpahmarketing.com. On a regular basis, people ask me to tell the story about Uncle Sol. So here it goes. I'm going to tell again the story about Uncle Sol. However, it also helps you to define what is chutzpah in chutzpah marketing. As it goes, my Uncle Sol was encouraged by the Cossacks to get out of Northern Europe. And he and his family thought maybe we should go, especially after their houses were burned down and their cattle were killed. So they made their way into Germany. That turned out not to be a good idea because the Germans also encouraged Uncle Sol and the family to get out of Germany. So they took every penny they had and they got on a boat and they ended up going through Ellis Island and ended up in New York City. So here in 1942, Uncle Sol ends up in New York City, can barely speak English, he's got a thick Yiddish accent, no money, and he has a family to feed. So, he goes looking for a job. He goes to the largest department store he can find in the area, and he goes in, he tries to put in an application, but they won't even accept his application. They kind of pretend he's not even there. So Uncle Sol, because he has a little chutzpah, he also had a family to feed though, he goes and he tracks down the head of the department, makes decisions about who's going to work there. And he says to the man, "Well, I need a job. You probably have a department that's not working for you. Give me a chance. And I'll even work for you for a month for free." Such a deal. At the end of the month, you say, "Sol, you didn't make any money." I go, "I'm sorry," and I leave. You pay me not even a penny. But if at the end of the month, I make you lots and lots of money, then you say, "Sol, we're going to keep you. And you also pay me from that point on." Such a deal, how can you lose? So, the head of the department thinks, can't lose. And he's really having a problem with the fishing department. So he tells Uncle Sol that he can work in the fishing department. But if it doesn't work out, back on the street. So, over the next couple of weeks, the numbers for the fishing department keep going up and up and up. And after about 2.5 weeks, the head boss man decides he better go find out what Uncle Sol's doing, because it's amazing all the sales that's happening in the fishing department. So he goes down into the basement, not the best place, but that's where the fishing department is. And he hides behind a pillar, and he's listening to Uncle Sol as he talks to a young man about fishing hooks. And Uncle Sol goes, that fishing hook is okay, but you really need to have the brass tip. It's about 11 cents more. And I know that's a lot. 11 cents more per box. But this fish, or this hook, knows how to catch fish. And the man takes the hooks and he goes, "Okay, this is the one I want." Uncle Sol says, "What kind of fishing equipment do you have?" And the man says that he has this really nice old bamboo pole that his uncle gave him. And Uncle Sol snatches back the fishing hook and says, "You can't use this hook, oy vey, on an old pole. Why bother? I wouldn't let you do it." And the man goes, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, to use a hook like this, for a real fisherman, you need to have a FlexiBow XT1000. He grabs one of these new space-age bows and he shows him, "This is what you need." The man takes it and he says, "That is wonderful. I'm going to catch me a big fish." And Uncle Sol goes, "Now, where do you fish?" And the man starts to explain. "I fish down at and he gets interrupted by Uncle Sol. "The beach!" And he tries to grab back, Uncle Sol does, he tries to grab back the FlexiBow XT1000 and the brass hooks. He says, "I can't let you have these. What kind of a fisherman fishes from dirt? There's no way fish come to the dirt. You got to go with a fisher. You need to have a Wave Crusher 2000. And he takes the man over to the boat section and he shows him the Wave Crusher 2000. Well, the head of the department, or the head of the store guy, he's standing there and he's listening to Uncle Sol. And after the sale was all done, he goes over to Uncle Sol and he says, "That is amazing. I saw that man, he wanted to buy a hook. And you went from a hook and you sold him the most expensive thing in the department, a Wave Crusher 2000. You've got the job." And Uncle Sol looks at the boss man and he goes, "Sold him a hook? He didn't come in for a hook. Nobody even knows we're here. Nobody knows we're in the basement. I have to go upstairs and get him. And the boss man goes, what? You went upstairs? And the guy says, yeah, no one knows I'm here. So I went upstairs and I was in the pharmacy. And I saw this man. He's standing in front of, the ladies' product, the monthly products. And I said to him, well, you're not going to have any fun this weekend. Do you fish? Now that's chutzpah. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Be good. Go do a lot of sales. Bye-bye.